You see this hive right here, about 2 weeks ago, it was fixing to swarm, and I showed you, I took the top brood chamber and I split it. So if they swarmed, I knew they were going to swarm, I wouldn't lose so many bees. I'm Tim Durham with Durham's Bee Farm, and if you go down below, you can click on subscribe, and it will they'll send you an email every time I do a new video. Let me remind y'all one thing. A viewer said, if you're putting a new queen in your hive and you have the old traditional wooden queen box, it's got 2 corks, 1 cork on each end. You must pay attention and pull out the right cork. You must pull out the cork on the candy end. Many a beekeeper has pulled out the cork on the wrong end. You're so excited about putting the queen in there, and you just yank the wrong cork out, and when you do that, they'll kill that queen immediately. So I'm going to go into these 2 boxes, and I don't know what I'm going to find, and I'm going to put them back together, and 1 week from next Tuesday, I am going to requeen these 2 hives, and I'm going to show you how I do it, it's a little different than most people. I've already smoked them properly. This was the top box that I set over here. So I'm going to set the top down. This is the inner cover, and I let a little smoke drift over them from time to time. And honeybees are like a good woman. If you take care of them, she'll take care of you. But don't mess up, you'll get stung. Oh, there's a beetle right there. All right, there's a beetle. There's some beetles in this hive. Now, I'm going to push the frames that direction and take out this outside frame. Okay? Now, I'm going to take this outside frame out, and I don't know what I'm going to find. I don't know if I'm going to find there's honey in this frame. I'm not going to spend any time on that frame because I feel sure the queen, if there's a queen in here, it could. Now they've got honey in here. Now I'm going to go kind of quickly. You can, there's honey in that one. If you haven't gone into your hive, you can do it. Okay, there's a drone. A drone is larger, his tail is broad, and okay, I'm not seeing any eggs. There's a possibility I may see a virgin queen in here, and I don't know how to tell you. She's smaller. After a queen, I'm looking for eggs, and I don't see any eggs. And when you're looking for the queen, don't look at each specific bee. If you do, you'll run yourself ragged. If the queen's there, your eyes will kind of go to her. And there's a few drones in here, not a lot. But a virgin queen is she's just going to be smaller. After she mates, she'll swell up with eggs. All right, now, okay, that had honey in it. So there could be a virgin queen in here and I not know it. All right, I'm going to put these back together. Now, I've told y'all before, I've got a 10 frame spacer, and I space it I space them out 10 equally. All right, now we're going to put this, I'm going to put the inner cover back on this one. Ain't going to worry about the top, because now we're going to go look in that other one. We're going to set this box here back on top of that one. I have already smoked them properly, and we're going to go through this one. I hope to goodness, I'm just going to lay that inner cover in the entrance there. I hope to goodness there's a queen or eggs in here. Alright, I'm going to take the outside frame out. I'm going to move kind of quickly. Not many bees in here. Not many bees. This hive did swarm, and that's bad. Not many bees in here. I'm looking for a virgin queen, and I'm also looking for eggs, and I'm not very hopeful. Not very hopeful. If I don't see a virgin queen and they go queenless too long, laying workers will start to lay. Then you got a problem. You can't put a new queen in there if they have gone queenless and they have laying workers. I'm looking for a virgin queen. I doubt I'd see eggs. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to take some eggs. I didn't see a queen. I didn't see eggs. So to keep workers from laying, I'm going to have to take some eggs out of this hive right here and put them in this hive, and they'll start to make them a queen. Once they start to make a queen, then workers will not lay. So that's a predicament. Okay, so the tape's not too long. I looked in here. They're putting honey up here, but there's no eggs up there. No eggs or larvae. So I've got to see if I can find a frame of eggs in the bottom brood chamber. Eggs or larvae, and I'm going to try to find some eggs or larvae out of this hive and put in the one behind me. Here's that swivel cloth right there. It's got hive beetles in it, so that's telling me I'm going to go for this center frame. They're starting to get a little fussy, so I'm going to try to move right along. Now, you need this right here. It'll just help you get a frame out, especially if it's been put in there a lot. If it's, I hope there's eggs. Well, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't look good for the camp. There's a lot of bees in here. Now, well, I'm in a predicament because I'm not seeing eggs and larvae in this one. This is why you need at least 2 hives. Now, if the bees are in your way, you can kind of blow on them gently, and they'll get off where you blow. Haven't got me on the lip. Well, haven't kind of smarted there. I'm gonna. There's a lot of hive beetles in that hive beetle buster. Now, they get you on the lip now. That I ain't joking you. That don't feel good. Well, I don't believe I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna put them back. That's an old queen cell right there. There may be a virgin queen in here, and in a few days she may be laying. So I may have to do all this over again. So let me smoke him off the top. They're getting a little fussy. So I don't reckon you learned anything from this video. Alright. I'm thinking maybe there's a virgin queen in this hive. I can come back and check them again. Now, I'm still going to go ahead and put those other 2 boxes together like I showed you my original plan, even though they don't have a queen. And here's what I'm gonna do. Get a sheet of newspaper, and I'm gonna put it on top of this. If the wind stopped blowing, I'm gonna put it on top of this hive. And now I'm gonna go get that other brood chamber and put it on top of the newspaper. Now, by the time they eat through that newspaper, they'll get to know each other. So, I'm gonna have to regroup and come back and check this one in a week and see if they may have a virgin queen in there and she just hadn't started laying yet. So, maybe you did learn something. Maybe you learned that I tell you what, it don't always go well now. So this is a good example. But they get kind of fussy. Well, let me tell you real quick. My daughter and her family come over to the house and get away here. And for supper, us folks in the South, we call it supper. Y'all up north, y'all call it dinner. And so we're sitting at the dinner table, supper table, and everybody started serving their plate, and our grandson White, well, he started chowing down, started eating, and his mother said, White said, we have to say the blessing. No, we don't have to. She said, yeah, we do too. Said, you know, we always say the blessing at home before we eat. He said, but we're at Mama's house and she knows how to cook. All right, we'll get back with you.